Millicent's questline is one of the more difficult quests to fully complete, as it has you follow her throughout the lands between to one of the hardest areas in the entire game, requiring that you beat one of the hardest FromSoft bosses to date. The final reward, however, is worth it if you inherited the Frenzied Flame and wish to cleanse it for an alternate ending. It also features multiple talismans that vary in strength, the final one being one of the more powerful in the game. Now, let us embark on the journey that is Millicent's quest. You will initiate Millicent's quest by first speaking with Gowry in his shack at the location shown on the map, offering to lend him a hand for his request. He will mention he wants you to help a young girl, Millicent, who is plagued by the rotting sickness, for which he will provide fine recompense for the assistance. He mentions that what is needed to help is located somewhere in the Ionian swamp near the town of Celia. Begin your journey to the eastern side of the swamp to find a commander lying in wait. Find Commander O'Neill in the swamp at the location shown and engage in battle with him. After a hard-fought fight, defeat him by any means necessary and you will be rewarded with both items in his possession: the Commander's Standard Halberd and the Unalloyed Gold Needle. Upon revisiting and speaking with Gowry, he will be pleasantly surprised to find that you've located the Unalloyed Gold Needle. Trade the broken needle for the Secret of Celia. The Secret of Celia will detail towers within the town that upon lighting their flame break certain seals around the town, including the one blocking your path to continue further up to the precipice. With this knowledge, you can now continue on to the Church of the Plague to finally meet the mysterious girl known as Millicent. You will also request for some time to repair the needle that you've just traded to him. Once you've broken the main seal in Celia, proceed up the mountain until you arrive at the Church of the Plague as shown. Once there, you will find Millicent inside, slumped over near the back of the church. She will advise you leave immediately as her flesh writhes with the scarlet rot. Return to Gowry to see his progress on the needle repair. Upon revisiting Gowry, he will let you know how he's awaited your return and that the needle has been successfully repaired. He will return the now repaired needle to you and request of you that you go and give it to the girl Millicent, as it will forestall the rotting sickness plaguing her body, and should you accept, be duly rewarded for your efforts. He will again inform you of where Millicent is if you haven't located her already. Continuing to talk with him, he reveals more lore about himself as well as Millicent, informing you that he, Gowry, is her father, and that is the reason he cares so deeply about her well-being. Take the needle and return to speak with Millicent. Returning to the Church of the Plague and speaking with Millicent again, you will now be able to hand over the repaired needle to her and explain that she must stab herself with it should she want to continue to live and stave off rotting from within. She is at first hesitant, but then admits that anything is better than the rotting sickness that is consuming her. She asks you to avert your eyes while she stabs herself. Continuing to talk with her, she now says she feels a certain type of way before abruptly passing out, ending your interaction with her for now. Now, revisit Gowry once more to inform him of a mission complete. You've gifted Millicent the needle and gotten her to stab herself with it, to which he is very pleased. He informs you that she can now begin on her own journey and see it through. As promised, a fine recompense will be paid for your good deed, this time in the form of teachings of ancient Celian sorceries. You can now learn sorceries from the good chap Gowry. We last left Millicent passed out at the church after having stabbed herself with a needle. Upon return, she is now not only awake, but is standing up, looking much better. Talking with her, she reveals that the needle has in fact done as we said it would, seemingly staved off the rotting sickness within her. As a token of appreciation, she will gift you the first real item of the quest line, the Prosthesis Wearer's Talisman. Talking with her further reveals she is considering leaving on a journey with her newfound life as she recalls her destiny. She departs by wishing we meet once again. Returning to Gowry's shack will reveal Gowry to no longer be there, but in his place is Millicent. Chatting with her, she will reveal that this place feels familiar and she expected to find someone here to say farewell to before embarking on her journey, but unfortunately, she has found no one, just a hollow hut haunted by memories past. Exhaust her dialogue before continuing to the next step. The next time you encounter Millicent will be on the Altus Plateau near the marker shown. She reveals the needle to still be working spectacularly and that her journey is going well. She comments how she is very clearly missing her sword arm and reminisces about days past of having it and how she could aid you in battle if she still had her arm. Speaking with her further reveals she is following in the path that Melania took after her battle with General Radahn and how she hopes to one day meet her in the lands that lie beyond the Erdtree. Millicent alluded to wanting her sword arm back to aid you in battle, so that is what the next step amounts to, getting her arm back, or rather, a suitable replacement for her missing arm. Here we will head to the shaded castle to the north to acquire such an item, the precise location shown. Follow the path, slaying the zombies as they jump out at you, eventually coming to a clean rot knight. Slay the knight and proceed inside the chamber, opening the chest to reveal the Valkyrie's Prosthesis. This key item can now be gifted to Millicent. Head back over to her on the Altus Plateau. Speak with Millicent and select the option to give her the prosthesis. She can now be called upon in battles to come, of which I do not have footage for all bosses she can assist you, the player, with, but the list is as follows: the Draconic Tree Sentinel, the Blackblade Kindred, and finally the Godskin Apostle found in the Windmill Village where you are headed to next. The next meeting place for Millicent will be in the town of the Godskin Worshippers, the Windmill Village near the marker shown. Most of the dancing ladies are passive if you do not first engage them, but if you attack only one that is passive, the rest of the village will descend upon you. As mentioned, Millicent can aid you in the imminent fight when you finally reach the precipice of the village. You should notice a gold summon sign indicating that Millicent can be summoned to aid you in the battle. You can choose to summon her or not, it has no effect on the quest as mentioned. Defeat the Godskin Apostle, rest at the site of grace that spawns, and you can then talk with her again. She will thank you once more for gifting her the arm and makes clear that she wants to assist you in as many battles as possible. After exhausting her dialogue, she will then move to the next location. Next, you will find Millicent located at the ancient Snow Valley Ruins site of grace as shown on the map. Interacting with her, she questions who you are but ultimately accepts you to be a good person. She reveals further of how to get to Miquella's hidden Haligtree, which can be achieved via a medallion that is in the possession of the master of a fort to the north. The master, of course, being Commander Neil and the fort being Castle Sol. You will need to travel there to get the final piece of the medallion to travel to the Haligtree to continue Millicent's questline. It is a notoriously difficult area and holds within its branches the likes of Melania, Blade of Miquella, of which you will need to eventually defeat in order to complete Millicent's questline. The next location you will encounter Millicent will be in the Haligtree. She can be found in the prayer room near the site of grace as shown on the map. She will finally reveal that she is related to Melania in some way that she is not fully sure of, and that her destiny is to return something to Melania, her dignity, that she once abandoned to beat General Radahn. Exhaust your dialogue and continue clearing out the ever-difficult Haligtree. Quickly approaches your final encounter with Millicent and the conclusion to the quest. From the drainage channel site of Grace, follow the path shown to find the summon signs for Millicent. Note, there will be an ulcerated tree spirit in the pond of rot that you will be required to beat before being able to access the summon signs. This is one of my least favorite enemies, but slay it by any means to gain access to the summon signs and continue the quest. A reload may be necessary after killing it to get the summon signs to appear. Now, you could choose to either fight with or against Millicent. Should you choose to fight against Millicent with her sisters, then you will be unable to get Miquella's needle to cleanse the frenzied flame, as well as getting the objectively worst talisman that is Millicent's Prosthesis. With this choice, the quest ends here. Choosing to fight with Millicent and slay her sisters will award you the Rotten Winged Sword Insignia Talisman, which is objectively better. Make your choice and slay your opponents. Once Millicent's sisters are dead, you can proceed with the quest by reloading at the drainage channel site of Grace and returning to the pond where the battle just occurred. Returning to the pond, you will find Millicent laying on the far side of it. She will inform you that she has made the decision to remove the unalloyed gold needle and be consumed by the scarlet rot within. She asks that you let her die alone and in peace, however peaceful a death by scarlet rot can be. At this time, reload the area. Returning to where she just was, you can now reclaim the unalloyed gold needle. To transform the needle to Miquella's needle, you will now need to have defeated Melania. Once she is dead, proceed to her chambers, where there you will find a giant scarlet rot flower. Approach it and interact with it to transform the unalloyed gold needle into Miquella's needle, as well as be awarded with a somber ancient dragon smithing stone, so completing the quest of Millicent. If you liked the video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. If you're new to the channel, subscribe and make sure to hit the bell as not to miss anything. If you want to learn more quests, see my Elden Ring quest playlist. If you want to see more of me, you can catch me on my Twitch channel Tuesday through Friday. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.